What's up, class, and welcome to another episode of the No Mod Shop class here on the Skooled Zone. If you're relatively new to the channel, which in fact there are more every month, welcome aboard. And for those of you in the comments that call me Mr. Skooled or Mr. Zone, you can just call me Paul. Today we are continuing with my Building in Far Harbor series as we get back to constructing our rustic seaside hotel. But first, I have an update on my last video about the hands-free automatic doors. Turns out there's a vastly simpler way to accomplish the task that doesn't involve steel balls or tires. I had a pretty strong suspicion that as soon as I posted the video, someone would come up with a better mousetrap, so to speak. That's originally why I contacted Shaq to see if I was missing something obvious about maybe the logic gates or something. And we both concluded in early emails that it seemed like it could only be done with a mechanical trigger. But alas, there is a better way, and I'll show you as soon as we head over to Far Harbor. But I just want to say I'm not embarrassed about it, and I'm still glad I posted that video because there were a lot of interesting elements in both our versions that could be used for other purposes. And it also gave me the chance to experiment with the ball track pieces, which until then didn't seem to have any practical application. Also, this kind of thing happens in science all the time, even to someone like Albert Einstein. You see, Einstein was hailed as a hero of the physics world in the early 20th century with his theory of relativity and other breaking achievements, but there was one part of the story that he just couldn't crack. He was so confident that he couldn't be cracked that he even named it spooky science. Then, a young physicist named Niels Bohr said, "Hold my beer," and developed quantum mechanics. Now, Niels Bohr probably couldn't have done it without inspiration from Einstein, but they debated for years until he was finally proven right by some hippie scientists in the 1960s. It's a fascinating story. I'm not comparing myself to Einstein or anything, I'm just saying that knowledge is meant to evolve. So I'm going to show you the faster, simpler version of my Far Harbor build because we can also use it for the front door to the hotel. I did the same thing in the last episode when Shaq showed me a way to make the Vault-Tec stairs snap, which hugely improved the look of the entrance to the hotel. But before we get to all that, let's take a quick peek at this month's Wall of Fame. As you've seen by now, I feature the names of my amazing Patreon supporters each month on this here Wall of Fame. And here is the Student Council this month. Thank you guys so much for your generosity and support for the channel. I'll leave a link in the description below and the iCard above if anyone else wants to become a member of the Student Council. There's some fantastic perks in addition to seeing your name on the Wall of Fame. And if you don't want to leave YouTube and take the time to set up a Patreon account, there's also a join button down below where you can become a member, or a super thanks button if you appreciate this video and want to make a one-time donation. So let's head on over there and check it out. Okay, here we are, and before we begin, I just want to give credit to a viewer named Gustavo de Souza. He was the first to send me a video of the simpler version I'm about to show you. You know, a couple other people said in the comments things like, you know, try an XOR gate or use an interval switch. Same thing happened with my Wi-Fi glitch video, but it's just like in math class, you gotta show your work. So huge props to Gustavo for what I'm about to show you. Let's set it up and I'll explain why it works. Okay, so I'm just gonna set up a something kind of simple here. Okay, and then let's go ahead and set up another one right here. I use these because I can store them and reuse them for our build in just a moment. So let's go ahead and get out a powered door. I believe that's going to be in doors. By the way, you can use this version right here too. But I think for this build, which I'm going to reuse anyway, maybe white or blue. I think blue has more of a seaside theme color to it, so I'll just use that. I'm going to set it up right there, because I'm also going to add another concrete piece to the side, just a half piece here, so we can attach the logic gate, you know, just so I can show you for the purposes later on I would hide it. Okay, so you have your power door, and here are just a few of the elements you'll need. I'm just going to set up a temporary generator. I've already got a massive generator that we're going to use for this build, but I'm just going to set this one up right here. Then we're going to get out a XOR gate, which I'll explain more about in a moment. It's this last one here. All right, and then I'm going to get out, let's see here, a terminal, which I believe is going to be in miscellaneous. Yep. All right, and then I'm going to get out a delayed off switch. There we go. And I'm just going to hook these up real quick so I can program the delayed off switch to this particular generator and set it for like 4 seconds, because I have a delayed off switch on my other generator at a different setting. So let's go ahead and choose, for this we'll choose 4 seconds. It doesn't need to stay open quite as long as the other one did. And that's it. Okay, so now I can get rid of the terminal or store it, you know. Okay, so I'm going to set this up back here and get out a pressure plate. Okay, so here we go. This is all you need, all right? And I'll explain why it's going to work in a moment. But first, we're going to hook the generator up to the pressure plate. We're going to hook the generator up to the red node of the XOR gate. We're going to hook the delayed off switch to the door. We're going to hook the pressure plate up to the red node. Actually, let me do this because this will be easier. We're going to hook the delayed off switch to the black node of the XOR gate. Okay. And then we're going to hook the, notice it opened. Okay. And then I'm going to hook the pressure plate up to the red node of the XOR gate. Okay. So basically the way that this XOR gate works is that it's going to send power through if only one of the inputs to it is sending power. Okay. Right now the generator is sending power. So that's one input. The pressure plate is not sending power through because it's a pressure plate. It has to be activated first. But that's good. That means it is currently sending power through to the black node, but the reason that we have a little yellow light there is because it's not making it through to its destination. The delayed off switch is actually cutting off the power because it's reached its time limit that we programmed in there to 4 seconds. So power is technically heading straight over here, and it's stopping right before this delayed off switch because it can't get past it because it hasn't been reset. So we don't even need to use the pressure plate. If I just reset this delayed off switch, it's going to send power through. Okay. Now, the reason it sends power through is because the pressure plate still hasn't been activated. So it's still only getting one input of power and it's sending it through. Okay. But as soon as we activate the pressure plate, it's going to stop sending power through. So why does it open the door? Well, because the pressure plate is actually going to reset a power burst for the delayed off switch so that it can turn on again as soon as I step off of the pressure plate. Okay? Ingenious, just totally ingenious. Okay? So check this out. I'm stepping on the pressure plate. See, the delayed off switch has not been reset yet, but as soon as I step off of it again, we're going to go back to only having one input of power, and it's going to reset. Boom. There you go. It's just, what's the word that scientists like to use? It's elegant. All right. That is so killer. No more ball track balls, no more tires and all kinds of crazy stuff with logic gates. Both of our solutions were pretty ingenious, but this just trounces it. So there you go. Okay, so now on to where we left off with the build itself. Okay, so before we get started on the improv building portion of the video, let me show you the updates that I did real quick. All right, so I added the door that we built down there up here, and I went ahead and decided to change it out from the pocket door to the sliding door. So we have the wooden sliding door just because it's going to match a little bit better with the general outlook and theme of the hotel. All right. So right now I just have it hooked up to a Wi-Fi conduit right there just to keep it open. And then since I've already shown you how to build the new version of the automatic door. I'm just going to finish it off camera, more or less when the build is close to finished, because we want to have this door open for most of the time. All right. But yeah, it's going to look good. It's a little rusty of a door, but that's all the assets that we have. There is a gap at the top, obviously, because oh, by the way, did you notice how the sky just went from cloudy to sunny again? All right. That is another update I'm going to show you. But anyway, yeah, the wooden sliding door is from the original assets, or I think one of the DLCs, maybe contraptions or something. And then the barn walls and the warehouse walls are from later DLCs, which have different heights. I'm not exactly sure why they did that. So if you guys have any cool suggestions on what we could do to fill that gap, let me know down in the comments below. If nobody has any good ideas, then what I might do is add this. Let's see here. I saw it in Nuka World. It was one of these signs that was just the perfect... Nope, not there. Not there. It'll be the last one that I looked at. It's probably in this one. No. No, that's not it either. Which one was I looking at? Yeah, it's this one right here. Okay, tickets. All right. So when you spin it around... Here, let me show you from the other side. When you spin it around, it's got a nice blank yellow area right there. So what I thought I'd do is actually glitch it in this side, pillar glitch it in this side to cover that area on the other side out, and then we can add some neon letters to it that says welcome, or seaside, or whatever I decide to call the place. And then I can cover this part up with some weapon brackets or another sign on top of it or whatever. But if any of you have a better idea than that, let me know. Otherwise, that'll be my default when I'm ready to polish up the build. Okay, and then the other couple of things I wanted to show you real quick that I did off camera was, you remember when we built the timed firework mortar from a few videos back? All right, so I added that. Let me get out of workshop mode here. Went ahead and added that over here. So we have our big massive generator. I got to memorize the name of this thing real quick. The Vault-Tec reactor. All right. So we have the Vault-Tec reactor hooked up to our contraption here. And what I did do was string two of these together so that we can get a measurement of approximately every 3 to 4 minutes or so. Okay. So as you can see, once it gets to 0, it's going to flip this one. And then when that gets to 0, it will fire off one of the clear weather chain shells there. All right. That's perfect, because then I don't have to manually do anything to fire that off. It's just going to do it on its own. But there was a couple of suggestions in the comments of that previous video that suggested I could add a backup to it, and I did that. So I appreciate the suggestions. It came from several people to add a pressure plate. All right, if I wanted to just bypass the timer and just get out a shell real quick, because, it's getting really gloomy out. So this is a Wi-Fi glitched pressure plate here that is just hooked directly up from the Vault-Tec reactor to the firework mortar. As I said, it's Wi-Fi glitched, so you're not going to see any wires here. But if I activate this pressure plate, or if I'm in workshop mode, I can't activate it, but I can jump on it. All right, and I don't know if I want to waste one. Yeah, I might as well. Okay, so from here, if I'm working on something down here, then I can just stay in workshop mode, hop on it, step off, and it should fire off. There we go. Did you see that? That is awesome. Okay, so we are all set now with all the tools we need. And I went ahead and set up some little stairs so we can get up a little bit easier to the backside here. Remember, I was hopping around like an idiot in those earlier videos, so that makes things a lot smoother. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just quick save, and then we'll get on with the next portion of the video, because I have some ideas. A lot of you gave some really good suggestions about what we can do to even out these pier type support planks there I really like that. It has a seaside theme to it, but they just didn't fit. So instead, what I'm going to do is not try to force it and do anything weird with different other types of poles, but I'm just going to bring the build down. And then that way we'll have a very natural, organic pier type support platform underneath it. See, look at that. It's already cloudy again. All right, we're going to have another shell go off probably in just a minute or so. So I won't bother going over there because I'm going to quick save in a moment anyway. But that is what I think will make for a really nice look for it. And that way we don't have to force anything. And it actually extends the real estate, so to speak, down closer to the beach. And some people commented that these stairs are blocking off the beach access, but the beach access is actually going to be right here. So I'm going to have some of these areas be hollow with rooms in them. And then a lounge area and some stairs that'll lead right down to the beach here. Well, actually, it won't be from up there. It'll be from like right here down to the beach access. And that way we have, you know, this nice beachfront property use. And we have this umbrella here. I can put some beach chairs and some tables around it and stuff. It'll look really nice. Okay, so I'll clear the weather, save the game, and I'll be back with you in just a second. Okay, I am rested and ready for the improv portion of the video. Now, I have a vision in mind, like I explained a moment ago, but since this is the improv portion of the video, I may not get it exactly right the first time, but that's the beauty of building in Fallout 4. You can always tweak things as you go, okay? So let's go ahead and deconstruct some of this building material that I have in place in favor of what we're going to do next. We'll just store this stuff. Use it again later. Okay. So I'm going to have to build some more stairs, but let's go ahead and use these. Oh, hello. He's probably going to want to give me a quest, so I'm not going to get out of workshop mode for now. Probably that fog crawler quest. Okay, so let's go ahead and start off with some stairs descending downwards. And I'm going to go... Oh, boy. Rad storm's coming. All right, let me get this out there, and then I'll... hit that pressure plate. Okay, so I think it's under floors. Yep, here we go. Okay, let's see if it'll snap. Perfect. And then let me go ahead and hit this. Activate. Uh-oh. Just go to workshop mode to avoid conversations. Okay, back to a nice sunny day. Okay, so what I'm gonna... No way. Okay, I was about to say, man, if it's already getting cloudy again 2 seconds later. All right, so here's what I'm thinking. We might use some of these prefabs for this area because, you know, they're useful and they can be replaced. Like I can snap other forms of the prefabs in their place if I need to replace them and change the configuration of the walls. Okay, so if you remember from my must-know tips, I'm holding the A button. I think it's an X on the PS4, holding the left bumper and pushing up, letting go of the bumper, and then pushing forward to get that 3D telekinesis going. All right, and then I'm going to snap one there. One. Okay, got to do it again. Up and over, and one there. And then let's do an end piece. Let's see here. Should we try this one? Yeah, that's not going to snap exactly right. So we could probably add a wall to the back there. So let's do this one, and then we'll see what happens. I can always change it out later. Okay. All right, good. So far, so good. Let's... I'm kind of curious what he wants to say, but I don't want to mess with him right now. Okay, let's see here. All right, I kind of want to add another one of those warehouse floors right there. Let me see if it'll snap into place. Okay, so we'll go into the warehouse section. Oh, he's being insistent. All right, I'm just too curious. Let's see what he has to say.
Hey there.
What's up, buddy? I knew it. I knew it.
Tracking her for years. So far, she's been too wily to catch.
All right. We'll take care of the quest later. I'll do it on my own. But at least the guy will stop loitering and making me nervous. So this quest is going to come up fairly often in Far Harbor, and you basically just have to kill this really powerful fog crawler, but at least he's going to go away now. Okay, so this worked out perfectly because if that guy wasn't in the way, you can see we've got it even on each side. Now, it doesn't look even there, but it's going to look better once we start putting these things into place. For example, I'm going to go ahead and add the wood flooring, or maybe I'll do the warehouse floors because they look a little nicer. There we go. Now, there is going to be a lot of texture changes because of the different materials we're using, but, you know, that's to be expected. So we'll have this sort of rubber / linoleum style flooring. You know, to me, it kind of looks like dark marble. So that's why I put it in this area to be the lobby. And then for the stairs, and then here we'll section this off, and it can be like a gift shop or, you know, something else that has a different. That's an easy way, by the way, to change the look of an open space. Is just have different flooring configurations, and it kind of divides the room like that. And we're going to add extensions off over here, so you won't have to worry about falling off going down these stairs. But this worked out perfectly. So this is, and I could probably even add a wooden wall there. I bet I could. Let's give it a try. One of those just straight up wooden walls back here. Yeah, this one. Let's see if I can do that. Well, I can't get it to snap, but it is allowing me to go ahead and place it anyway. That's interesting. Okay. Well, that achieved what I was trying to accomplish there. You know, I just didn't want to have that brick wall there. Okay, so let's keep going. We are going to, let's see here. We need another stairway down. So maybe right here. Let's go into floors. Let's put it in sideways this time. Perfect. Okay, and then that will probably allow us to snap in some more of these down here. So let's get the ones that have the single back. There we go. Let's see here. There's got to be a yeah, just very limited configurations there, but this will work, I think. And I can probably add well, let's be safe and do it like this. And I can add another wall piece back there. All right, perfect. And then let's see here. We're probably going to extend this down one more. So let me try this. Let me go into the. We'll do it with the wood section. Now, I think it's probably going to be better with the barn section. Yeah, this one right here. All right, I'm going to push this forward, and so let's see if I can snap. All right, I can. Nice. Okay, so I'm going to snap that there, and let's see here. In order to get, I want the stilts right here where my reticle is, along this line right here. So what we'll probably have to do is extend some sort of, let's see here, a wall from the wood section Will that snap? No, that won't snap. Okay, I know it can be done. So what I'm going to do here is tinker with it for a second off camera so as not to waste your time. And then I'll come right back and show you it. I'm just going to try to get some different, snapping order configurations into place so that I can have a lower deck here, the boardwalk, so to speak. That's going to be right here. And this way, those stilts will sink all the way into the ground, but they'll still be visible and it'll look exactly like I was imagining. Okay, so hang tight for just a second. Okay, I'm back and I did it. I'm so happy. It did take me a little while to figure it out, but what you got to do is you got to extend the floor tiles out here so you can build downwards and then you can build backwards and then they will snap into place. Okay, now a couple of these things did snap into place, but they are not even. So, but that doesn't really matter because we can, add different things like a roof tile to these, So, but I did get to achieve that wood look on the outside. And as you can see, it looks really, really cool. The rocks kind of sticking out of the wood like that, like they built around it. Looks really nice there. And we got these little compartments there, which I can actually change out, So if we need to have like one that's like a wall right here. I'm going to be building out this way some more too, but that's why these little things are pretty cool. They're like little modules, that you can interchange. But I was able to achieve that boardwalk look, which I may actually take this wall out and put some fencing there instead. In fact, let me just do that real quick, just so I can give you the idea I was going for here. Where am I going here? It's in wood. At the end. There we go. Something like this. Do we want the ramshackle one or do we want the kind of the straighter, nicer kind? Probably that kind. Okay, good. All right, well, let me hit this thing again. Jeez. I'm glad I installed a manual one because the timer, I guess, it gets cloudy more than once per 6 minutes, I guess. But anyway, yes. So we are making some serious progress with this. And that is exactly the way I wanted it to look. So you can kind of get an idea of where this is going now. So it's going to be a pretty big structure in the end. I'm going to make it tall, but also wide. And it's pretty much going to be the only thing in Dalton Farm. So hopefully I won't have to go over the settlement size limit too much. But I love it. I love the way that these rocks sort of organically meld into the structure. And we've got some symmetry here when you're walking up this stairwell here. Obviously, I'm going to be building upwards from here. And, we've got some of the sea driftwood look over here, but at the same time, it's going to look very modern as well. So very happy with it. Goodness gracious. I literally hit that thing like less than 60 seconds ago. My goodness. Okay, I'm going to end the video here because I'm getting tired of it getting foggy. Once the place is built, you can pretty much sit indoors. I'm going to build a fireplace, some really cool configuration of a fireplace. I have an idea for a fireplace that I don't think I've ever seen in anyone else's videos. So I'm going to show that as we polish up near the end. But yeah, thanks for tuning in with me. I kind of like these little improv let's build videos because I get to sort of show off my thinking process here. And it's good to have a vision because if you have a vision, then you can build according to it. But you have to be flexible with your vision. So if something isn't exactly right, you can actually work around it. I'll give you one quick example. Over here, check this out. We have some rocks that are sticking out from the wooden wall here. And that is pretty cool. I can actually light those rocks up and, make them look like they're a feature instead of a bug. You know what I'm saying? All right. Well, again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate all the helpful comments. A lot of your comments have been stellar, and I've been integrating them into the builds. If, just one person suggests them, I'll definitely give you a shout out. if like 3 or 4 or 5, 10 people suggest the same thing, I'll usually just give a general shout out to the class. But yeah, keep those great comments coming. And if you haven't subscribed already, then definitely hit that subscribe button. And if you want to support the Schooled Zone in other ways, head over to the Patreon page, check it out, some great perks, or you can hit that join button down below to become a member of the Student Council on YouTube itself. Thanks again for your patience, guys, with these videos. You know, working on these every hour of free time I have outside of my day job, but I am still cranking them out. So thanks again for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Happy building, and class dismissed.